There's a moment in race and in life when your breathing changes, not suddenly, just enough that you notice it. The air feels thinner. The rhythm you are relying on starts to slip, and at the same time, something else shifts. It's not just your legs, it's not just the fatigue, it's your will. That quiet inner voice that starts asking, do I really have to keep going like this? That's the wall. Most people think that the wall is just some physical barrier. But it isn't. It's the moment when effort stops feeling automatic and starts feeling intentional. Your body can usually go farther than your mind believes it can. But the mind, and maybe the soul, doesn't always want to. That's why the wall feels personal. It doesn't just test fitness. It tests commitment. I was racing in a marathon, grandma's marathon. And right at the beginning, I noticed that I was breathing way too heavy. And I was running with one of my buddies, my awesome friend, Michael Rodolini. And I could hear him breathing. And once I heard him breathing, I started thinking about my own breath. Immediately looked down at my watch, took a look at my heart rate. Oh boy, way too high for that early in the marathon. So I immediately started talking to him like, hey man, we got to calm down. You're breathing heavy, I'm breathing heavy. Our heart rate has to be way too high. Let's calm down. And not only was I having the external conversation with him, but I then started having that internal conversation with myself. There was already a wavering happening within me. And I had to figure out a way to make it so that I could get those next 20 miles done, because this was around mile 5. Those of you that don't know, marathon, 26 miles. Because in that moment, it wasn't just about how fast I was going, it was about being able to keep myself in the race. Usually when the wall comes up, we panic. That wall makes us panic because it threatens control. Up until that point, the plan, it's working. We think it's going just fine. The pace makes sense. The effort feels justified. Then suddenly, it just doesn't. And that's when people make drastic decisions. We either surge too hard, shut down, or just mentally we're done and we quit. And so all the physicality of it all goes away. But the wall isn't asking for a dramatic response. It's just asking for your honesty. Now, as a coach, I've seen this same moment play out in all my seasons, in nearly every race that I get to watch my kids and coach them in. Athletes don't always quit because they're injured or unprepared. They quit because they're tired of carrying the effort. They've been strong for too long, focused for too long, patient for too long, and no one taught them that wavering doesn't mean failing. It's okay to waver. It's whether you continue to let yourself waver or you give up after you start wavering. With all the athletes that I've got to coach this year, I got to watch one of my athletes. He ended up being my 7th runner at the state meet. He got the opportunity to come in and race at state. That was his goal, mind you. He wanted to be the runner at state. Was he ready? Yeah, he was ready, but his body wasn't going to let him. That fatigue hopped on him. The miles from the season, they got to him. He performed well all season long, but he was tired. He just couldn't do it for one more race. But he wasn't dramatic about it. He didn't bring attention to it. He kept putting one foot in front of the other and just kept moving forward, ever forward. He started the race and he finished the race. Did he have moments of doubt in that race? Absolutely. But he didn't succumb to them. He kept pushing and he kept going. I imagine he didn't hit just one wall in that race, but he hit many. All because he was running much slower than he had all season long. And here's what we need to talk about more, because we don't say it enough. Hitting the wall does not mean you're done. It means that you've reached the place where staying matters more than striving. You don't have to surge. You don't have to prove anything. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is keep the effort honest. Keep going the same pace. Keep giving the same breath. Keep giving that same intention. Now back to my marathon. I had a hard time to keep going in that race. And all I could think when I was in those middle miles, the teen miles, this is the last marathon I'm doing. I'm not racing again. I can't do this. My hip's starting to hurt. I can't do this. Why did I do this? I can't. And then sure enough, I start getting to past mile 20. And I'm really contemplating, there's nothing wrong with walking. I can walk. That's fine. But to me, walking is giving up. To some in races, that's not. But for me, that's giving up. That's the line. And right as I'm about to give in to that, that's when I run in to a group of people cheering on the sideline that had a bunch of little black name tags on, and they started yelling. And it gave me pause because I got to think about what they were doing and what they were sacrificing for, and ultimately my own purpose. Because I'd done that sacrifice before. I knew what it meant to try to go out and keep going, even though a lot of people hate you and don't like to see you. And yeah, I was mad at this race, but I was going to keep doing it. So I kept going. Didn't care about the fatigue. I got a little bit of a second wind, and I finished. And to date, that is actually my second fastest marathon. If you're listening to this and you're at the wall right now, in a race, in your season, or just your life in general, you don't have to be tougher. You need to be gentler with your expectations. Don't sell yourself short, but just know that it's okay to take a breath and just make sure that you're present. Slow your breath, stay present. Don't decide the ending when you're in the middle. This moment doesn't define you. It reveals where you're at, who you are at this moment. And if all you can do right now is keep going, even if it's imperfectly, that's more than enough. Because that's your strength. And that's why you can run free, run fierce, and run wild.